Well, yeah, it's kind of a sad day for me in a way. Kinda. So, this car we got 2 years ago. New, it's a 2018 Honda Inbox. Which is it's a solid car. It's a nice car. It's a K car. It's in the K class, so it has a 660cc engine. However, it's actually the most powerful naturally aspirated engine they make in the K class category because of the VTEC. It's a VTEC GDI engine, but it does have turbo as well. This one has a turbocharger, so it has quite a bit of power. It could be a lot more, but this being such a heavily regulated country, the government keeps them from going any higher, but it does pretty good. It's a fun car to drive, but it's because of the engine size and everything, I can actually, if I try, I can get about 50, a little over actually. Last time I checked, I got about 55 miles to the gallon. Not even, I was trying pretty hard actually, so that did pretty well for a car like this. That's this boxy car like this. That's a really good job. But it does have paddle shifters. You put in a sport mode, you got paddle shifters here. Some of you guys already know this because I made a video about it. But you can put a sport mode, and you have access to the CVT doing the 7 gears in the CVT. You can choose what gear you want to be in, and so you can get that. You can eke that turbo out longer if you want. It's a good little car, and it's fully loaded. This is probably one of the most loaded K cars I've ever seen in my life, and I've had a few because I like Ks a lot. But this thing, they tried to make it as luxurious as possible. As a matter of fact, with this new model, they even lightened it by 100 kilograms. They changed the oil pump. They actually redesigned the oil pump just for weight, and they did a lot of stuff to make this car a lot lighter. This particular model is probably a little heavier because I bought the 4-wheel drive version. This is a 4-wheel drive, so it's got a drive shaft that goes all the way down to the back, and that kind of cut my tank in half. And so that's why this car has a very small tank. So even on its best day, you get about 300 kilometers. That's it, on one tank of gas. So it's, people always complain about range anxiety in electric cars, but these little teeny gasoline cars, they give you a little range anxiety when you're on the highway, out in the middle of the night. Yeah, so it is loaded though. They gave it a better suspension. It's harder, but also at the same time the seats are softer. It gives you a little bit nicer seat for a soft ride. I feel like it still has a little bit, even though they made the suspension harder to keep the roll because it's a top-heavy car, to keep roll down in corners, it still rolls pretty good, and I've got the wear on the outside of my tires to prove it. So it's not perfect, but they did harden stiffen up the suspension a little bit. It's got front McPherson struts, rear leaf spring. That's not great, but it's okay. I hardly ever have passengers in the back anyways. It's very roomy though in the back. This car actually has more leg room than most regular cars, just the way they designed it. A lot of leg room in the back of this car, and they just thought of everything when they put it in. This thing has it has its own kind of inter network of cars. And so through Honda, they'll send us information like weather information. The car's constantly talking, barking at me. Oh, in this area it's windy. So be careful of the windstorms. In this area they got strong rain and stuff. So it's always barking at me. And then you also have my battery. That lets me know that my batteries are getting low on my remote control. That's kind of cool. Let's see what else. I got a clock. It tells me in 680 kilometers I need to change the oil. So I'm getting close to oil change. This is my street sign recognition system, so it has a camera on it, and it can read the signs and tell you what the speed is, tell you if you have to, if there's no U-turns in the area and stuff like that. It reads all the signs and tells you what's up. There's your compass, but this compass, when you're using a navigation system, becomes a turn-by-turn you get a little navigation screen up here, so you don't have to look here. So if somebody wants to watch a video, because I have DVD, I can play DVDs, I can even play a video off of a memory stick. Let's see here. Video off the memory stick right here. So you go to SD card, and you can pop videos on here. So like right now it looks like it's Michael Jackson. Yeah. But yeah. So you can play videos, you can play DVDs. You have a music rack, a music jukebox. You got TV. It's got TV tuner built into it. I can also Bluetooth. I also have let's see, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, It's got everything. This thing's loaded. So when if you're watching a movie like that, you can come over here, and the Navi will tell you what to do from here. It's pretty cool. And then you keep going up. That tells you your average speed, how long you've been driving on this tank of gas. It tells you how many kilometers you have left. I'm still showing 237 kilometers left, and I just put gas in it so it's low, and I was using the air conditioning recently, so it's 8.9 kilometers a liter. That's not that great. It's got tons of information on this thing, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's got a collision avoidance system, sonar, radar. It uses cameras as well, so it has adaptive cruise control. In the K-Car, it's ridiculous. It has adaptive cruise control, but it also has lane keep assist, so the car on the highways basically drives itself. Just have to keep your hands on the wheel so that it doesn't disengage, but it gives you 15 seconds. You can take your hands off the wheel to get something to eat, or open a drink or something like that, and it'll still drive for you, keeping the lanes. It also has, it's fully loaded. It has auto headlights, auto high beams, auto wipers. Going by the speed you're going, it'll adjust the speed of the wiper when you're in rain. It'll also, if you have the wipers on, you put it in reverse, it'll automatically turn on the rear wipers to clear the glass when you're backing up. It has cameras for the rear, so it's got a rear monitor camera system. I mean, it's just loaded with stuff. Heated seats, heated mirrors, special glass. The glass is treated, so it's actually made, it's embedded in the glass where it's that Rain-X stuff, so the glass will never, the rain will just come right off. It's really cool. So you have really good visibility. Super small A-pillars on this car. Automatic air conditioning. I mean, it is loaded. I can't even think all the stuff it does. It is a loaded car, and for the price, it's crazy. These things start at $15,000, brand new. I paid a little over $20,000 because I got fully loaded with, the seat heaters, the four-wheel drive, the nice wheels. I got the turbo package. So yeah, I paid a little more. But even the $15,000 cars, they come with all the safety stuff. It comes with the $15,000 cars. They come with this. They come with all these controls: adaptive cruise control, the remote control. Even the cheaper new cars, they have all the safety package in them. It's amazing. This car, they also made it for like old people, so like if they get confused and they throw it in reverse and there's somebody behind them, it won't go with using the sensors. They give it gas to go, and they mean to go forward, but it goes reverse. It won't go. Same thing with forward. If they get confused with the gas and the brake pedal, if there's somebody in front of them, like a car, a kid, or whatever, and they get confused and they hit the accel instead of the brake, it won't let them go. It'll stop the car. It's just loaded with really cool stuff. It's a comfortable car. It's a nice car. Great fuel economy. I love the size. It's great for driving around Japanese narrow streets and stuff. But it's gasoline, and also it's just not practical for my school. My school actually, believe it or not, is actually starting to grow, and we just got our 7th kid, and so right now we're using 2 cars to transport them, and we're running out of room. We got 2 more possible kids starting up next month, so I just decided we need something different. Yeah, it's gonna be gone today, actually. It's right behind me. I washed it yesterday. It's pretty, it was dark, so I didn't do the best job, but I cleaned it up really well. But it just isn't practical for our school anymore, and as much as I like it, and it's still only 2000, it's only a couple of years old. Thanks to it being a Honda, it has excellent resale value. Lost very little money on the deal. Also, you have to take into account that the dealer that bought it from me they're going to turn around and sell it for more. Obviously, if they want to make a profit. So I actually did really well on that. And now the next thing is what do we replace it with? What do I buy that's bigger that I can afford, especially right now, that we can replace this car with? And you know, something like our EMV, the van, the blue van, that was almost perfect. It fit in our parking, but we could hold 7 kids quite comfortably in there, and they enjoyed that. But the price was way too high. You know, the price was, that thing was ridiculous. I spent over $50,000 for that car, new. And so, what can I get to replace it? I don't really want to go gasoline, so what other electric vehicles in this country are available? Can I buy anything? Well, what do we have? We have BMW. We have Tesla. Let's see, what else? Jaguar, the I-Pace, that finally showed up over here. As far as other brands, that's about it. So, what do we do? What do I get? Can I find something that's 7-passenger that works well with, you know, with getting kids in and out easily and durable for everyday trips, short trips? What can I find? So what do I do? Do I get the $150,000 Model X, or do I go get the EMV again? What do I do? That's all I got for options. Or is it? There is something else I could do. There's one more thing I can do. And this is what I did. Okay. You're saying, wait a minute, what are you talking about? What did you do so special? That's just the EMV. Ah, what is it? Yes, it is an EMV. But this time I bought used, not new. I saved a ton of money buying it used. I got a good deal, and we'll go into that in detail in a few minutes. I bought the EMV, but we've been looking around for a long time for a 7-passenger car of some sort. And it just came down to, for EVs, for electric cars, 7-passenger electric cars, there's the Model X, there's the Model S, like pre-2015 Model S with the seats in the back, which are useless. And there's this. And yeah, obviously the X wouldn't be practical. I mean, even if I found a used one, used ones go for about $90,000 over here, and they still aren't quite as, really wouldn't be functional compared to this. Those Falcon Wing doors are a nightmare, and if I, you know, especially with a school bus, you're using them all the time. I mean, it's just, it wasn't practical. $90,000. I'm not paying $90,000 for a school bus. Not gonna do it. I had a hard time when I bought the EMV new, and I had to pay over $50,000 for that. It's just, you don't see it. It's not there. And so I bought this used, okay? And that's what makes it different than the first one. The price. The original one I paid over $50,000 for. I got this for a little over $14,000. You know, plus tax and licensing and all that crap. It came out to $16,000. But that's still a drop in the bucket compared to what it costs new. This is a 5-year-old EMV, and just like my Leaf, it's 5 years old when I got it. But it has half the mileage on it than my blue EMV when I traded in for the Leaf. So, doing pretty good so far. The body's in way better condition than my car, even though I don't really care for white. Actually though, in person, when you see this car in person, the pearl white is nice. It looks really good, actually. I was surprised. It doesn't video well, but in real life it looks pretty good. So the body's in mint condition, no scratches, no chips, no dents. Interior is in great shape. The seats are actually in better shape than my blue EMV. Once again, because it was a school bus, I used it every day. Kids in and out, in and out. It got, you know, it got some wear and tear on it. This car is in excellent condition. I think the previous owner must have been probably a city hall. A lot of city halls in different prefectures around Japan, they buy these to kind of advertise going green kind of thing. And so it was probably City Hall that owned it, because it only had 12 quick charges on it total in the 5 years. I put more on already. I put about 5 or 6 onto that already in the couple days I've had it. But yeah, I got it with 12 quick charges originally, and probably I don't know, 1,400 level 2 charges, which I don't care. I don't know what they charge to 100 or 80%, but it doesn't matter. I checked the battery health, and the battery health is in excellent condition. Much better than my blue van was when I got rid of that. So this thing's doing really well for a same year van as my blue van. So other, you know, but it's not all super great roses and everything. There are some quirks to it that you get when you buy a used car, and one of them is I think I can't believe it, but I think the wheel bearings might be going bad already. It makes a horrendous noise starting about 34 kilometers an hour. Well, it doesn't start, it's not horrendous at 34, but you can start hearing at 34. About between 45 and 50 kilometers an hour, it gets pretty noisy. And if you turn corners, it gets even louder sometimes if you're just going through curves and stuff at those speeds. So I took it to Nissan after I bought it from my dealer, the used car dealership, and had them check it out. And they're guessing. They're thinking it's the wheel bearings or the drive shaft. Surprise, surprise. That's deja vu. My blue van was exactly the same thing. I did all that under warranty last time. I changed the wheel bearings and I changed the drive shaft on my blue van just before I got rid of it, trying to get rid of the noises it was making. And it did help, but it made me nervous about that. And that was at 60,000 kilometers. This car's at 34,000 kilometers, and it's making worse noise than my blue van ever did. So I just wanted to make sure it was safe. It sounds like it's safe. They don't say it's going to cause any trouble, but it's going to get louder, they said. But I thought wheel bearings, I was always taught wheel bearings, you don't want them locking up while you're driving, but whatever. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I can trust these guys. I honestly think they don't know, because they were all over the place as well. It's the wheel bearings we think, but if it's not the wheel bearings, then maybe the motor. I said, the motor? If anything, it would be the gearbox before it'd be the motor. I said, yeah, it could be that too. I honestly think maybe it might be a little dangerous, but it might be just better just to drive it until it just finally just breaks completely where I have to get it towed. Hopefully it won't cause an accident when I'm doing it or kill me. But like, I hope I'm not going down a highway at pretty good speeds if the wheels lock up or something. I don't know. But I can't, this is under warranty anymore. I have a small 3-month warranty to the used car dealership I bought this from. But they're not going to want to hunt and peck and just, guess and, well, let's try this, try that. They're not going to be able to afford to do that. Just doing the wheel bearings on this car costs about $750 to do the wheel bearings on the front. Just the front wheel bearings alone. So I don't think, if that's, they're not going to take any, they have to know for sure what the problem is before they're going to repair it, I'm pretty sure. If I know Japan and I know the ways people work. So I'm just going to drive it right now, I think, as is. So that, like I said, it's not perfect. It does make a noise. The noise reminds me of, how would you say it? Kind of like the noise, it's like this thing had a hovercraft conversion and it's about to take off. It's a really weird noise. It's like that noise I put in when I was just goofing off and I put that noise in on the Father's Day video when my dash is coming up. It's the exact same noise in the background. Wow, trippy. Yeah, so that's the kind of noise it makes when it's moving around 40 kilometers an hour. 45 kilometers an hour. And then it also makes the clicks. My Leaf makes the same clicks. I think it has to do with the regenerative braking system when you tap on the pedal. I'm not sure what it is, because also when you hit the XL from a stop, it clicks still. They said it has to do with the drive shaft, and they think if they just grease it up, it'll take care of the clicks. I honestly don't know, but it's not important because my Leaf already does that, and it's not that big of a deal. Just do what my father does, is just turn up the music on the car and problem solved. So other than that though, those two things are the only things I could find wrong with it. Everything else is in great shape. I mean, it's better shape than my blue van was as far as aesthetics go. The blue van was better mechanically just because I had a warranty at the time, and I just changed everything mechanically that was making noise. This one I have to do either out of my pocket, or maybe the used car dealership will do it. I'll have to talk to them, and I'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on with that. I don't care if I have to pay out of my pocket. It's not a big deal. I got such a good deal on this car. I even told my wife, I said, man, if you don't have to pay $3,000 to put it back in the good working condition, it's still a bargain compared to... I went from a $50-some thousand van with these $700 a month payments to a $16,000 van with $400 a month payments. In fact, the payments, it works out like an even trade. I traded in my inbox, like, you know, for this, and it became like an even trade. The payments didn't change. The monthly payments haven't changed. What was I going to say? The monthly payments didn't change, and the maintenance actually is going to go down. I don't have oil changes, stuff like that. So eventually, you know, if I have to do some repairs out of my pocket, that initial cost might be there. But you know, I've always been willing to do that with a used car. When you buy a used car, there tends to be one or two issues usually that you need to repair. Even later model used cars, like 2016, 2015. You might have something to deal with. Maybe not with a Honda or Toyota, but maybe, especially in America, a Nissan most likely would. So I've always done that. Like, let's see, I have bought used vans in the past. I had a Mazda Bongo that was called a Ford Fendi in Europe, and I bought that for a really low price, but it still cost me about $1,600 after I bought it. I took it to the shop, had them check it out, and just did all the maintenance to get it safe and up and running for work. And then I also had a Mobilio. I think I put about $3,000 in that over time, doing different things, and you know, brake job, you know, replacing the brake lines, brakes, and all that stuff. And I did all kinds of stuff, transmissions and things like that on that car. Just to make it, once again, I bought it used, and I just wanted to make sure it was all in good order. And what else? The Leaf, my Leaf, I had to do initial thing. I think it was only like $400 or $500 just to make it run like new again. I had the speakers were blowing on it and stuff, just little things, you know. And so I'm willing to do that. I'm aware that when you buy used, there's going to be little quirks. And so if this is a $700 thing and that takes care of the whole issue, for the price I got this van and for the fraction of the cost it is compared to brand new, bargain. Because the battery, like I said, I checked it out. The battery's practically brand new on this thing. It's in really good shape. And so, yeah, we are loving it. It is exactly what we were looking for. It fits in our parking. Anything bigger, anything longer wouldn't have fit. The EMV, the shorter MV class. This is the MV 200, so 200 class MVs. Definitely the way we want to go. If we went to like a 350, too long, or any other car would have been too long, like a van, any other van. When we had the Bongo, I had to rent out a parking space to fit that thing in. So this car was perfect for our parking, and the seats, the way they're set up, they're excellent for fitting everybody in comfortably. No automated doors on your side, so you can open and close, you know, to your heart's content. You don't have to worry about anything braking over time or anything like that. No power assist at all, so it's nice. They're light doors, so it's not a big deal. Kids can even open them themselves. And the kids love it. They love the car. Keep in mind, this thing also does come with a 1,500 watt inverter, which I use quite a bit already. Beautiful. So that'll come in handy in this country where we lose power a lot of times. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I'll get back to you. Sorry about the break. There was a huge typhoon that went through, went by. And so we had a lot of rain. Yeah, today's not the best weather, but I'm going to continue my video now. You can't tell, not in this weather, and also got dirty from all the rain, but it's a nice pearl white actually. I'm not a big fan of white, but this one in person isn't as bad as I thought it would be. What's nice about it is the doors. There's no black handles anywhere. They all match. Everything matches. The front bumper matches the rest of the paint. So it's good there. I do have to take care of the wheel bearings. That is a problem. The hub bearings. Luckily on this car, it's really easy to do. That's the beauty of these MVs. The MV200s. Maintenance is a breeze on these cars. I can do it myself. I've already ordered the parts from Nissan. The parts themselves weren't too bad. $150 per hub, so $300 in parts roughly. I don't have all the tools, so maybe another $100 for the tools, but that's still half the price if I had the dealer do it. Dealer wants $800 to do such a simple job. It'll take me, who's never done wheel hub bearings before, probably for both sides, a little over an hour. That's it. So it's really not a big problem. Easy. Almost as easy as changing the brake pads. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Also, I got this with a special kit in it. There's a little button here. And what that button does, it turns on what they call the TV Navi kit. So while you're driving, you can watch TV or adjust your navigation system. It's a cheap one, and it's been messing up my DTCs on my Leaf Spy. The battery's in excellent condition. It has been going down a little bit, but I think it's because the temperature's been dropping quite a bit lately. So it's affecting my state of health, and HX are starting to drop a little bit. It always happens in the wintertime, or cooling time. But yeah, when I got the car, it was almost 90%. And on this car, if anybody remembers, it's never 100% when you get it. It was the highest, I think, was a 92 when I bought my car new. Every EMV out there is basically the same. I've tested every EMV at every dealership that it's a brand new dealer car, and I always check them. It's always the same. It's like 89 or 90 usually on them. So the battery was like brand new. Like I said, it only had 12 quick charges. I've added a lot more since then because we like to take trips. This came from Nagano, and Nagano is the ski country. That's where they had the Olympics, Winter Olympics. So, there's a lot of snow, slush, and mud, and also salt, and that's why the hubs went bad so quickly. I do need to replace them because on the right-hand side, especially when you're turning right, it's a terrible grinding noise. It just gets really bad, and so I do need to change the hub. Also, it'll probably get rid of the clicking. This thing, when I use the regenerative braking and also just the regular brakes, it makes so much clicking noises. It sounds like that episode of Star Trek when Riker and Geordi and all those guys were being abducted by these fourth or fifth dimensional beings, aliens, that you couldn't see, but they were abducting them, doing experiments on them, and they talk with the clicks. It sounds like that. It sounds like I'm trying to communicate to aliens when I'm put on the brakes. But that'll probably go away when I replace the hub bearings anyways, the hub kit. So yeah, the steering wheel cover is not clean. That came from the dealership I bought it from. I left it on because there is a bit, I can show you guys easily now. There is a bit of a spot right here on the leather, and just to protect it, when it's not the cool times, I want to leave the cover on when it's not that cold enough to be using the steering wheel heater. Okay, so yeah, that's the only thing. Everything else is really good condition. This car is really much better condition than the blue one I had, mainly because it didn't transport kids like mine did. So it's like there is not a spot on it. No rust, no scratches, no dents. I should probably do a wider shot. There you go. So it's in really great shape, and so we were really happy with it. And we've been looking for this for a long time. And every place I went to, most places I went to, they wouldn't give us time of day. They don't like to deal with foreigners. Luckily, this place I found, it was just meant to be. We were just, I was pretty much done looking for the car because I had so many bad experiences at different dealerships. That I was just like kind of curious because I saw the spoiler on it. I was like, I gotta see this. Also, the guy that was selling it, he actually was kind of using it after they bought the auction. He started using it for work, and he stored all of his parts. His shop is a high performance shop, does performance turbos for sports cars and stuff. So he had a whole bunch of parts in the back of it, and he had all of his gear all over the dashboard. He took the pictures, so I thought I gotta see this to believe it. But it turned out that the salesman that works for this guy did a great job, really helped us out a lot, and I can't be more happy. But after service maybe it isn't as great as other places, like I have to do the wheel bearings myself, but I kind of want to. I think that's something I should be able to do. It's so simple, you know, brakes and stuff. We should know how to do that kind of stuff. That's not hard to do stuff, and so I need to do that. I don't need to pay somebody to do that, or have somebody even if they'll cover up my warranty and they'll do it for me. I'd rather just do it. I'd like them to pay for the parts, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. They're selling the car we traded in for not much more than what we traded in for this. So I'm not I'm kind of a little don't want to ask too much from them. They did a lot for us already. So yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just giving you a heads up, I have another brand new used car, and I'll be doing some updates. In fact, I'll probably do a video of me changing, hopefully if my wife will let me, changing that's a big if my wife will let me, when I'm changing the wheel hubs, I'll make a video of how to do it on the EMV, because I think that'd be pretty educational for a lot of you guys out there. I can't tell you how many looks we get on this thing. We just stopped just before we went through the mountains. We stopped at a road station, Michinoiki, and I was plugged in using their quick charger, just topping it off a little bit, get up to 80%, and I had so many people just like coming over and just looking through the windows of my car, looking at the charger. Just these things are so few because the Kiwis are buying all the used ones, and so I was lucky to find this in such a good price, because they're exporting so many of these EMVs, the used ones, over to New Zealand, because the Kiwis are in love with these things, and for good reason. You know, even with this 24 kilowatt hour battery, I can get 80%, 130 kilometers with these wheel bearings the way they are. That's excellent. 130 kilometers at 80% for a car this size. That's really good. I was averaging that through the mountains, guys. Through the mountains, I was doing that. And it's so huge on the inside. We forgot. It's only been a year since our blue one, but we're just like, oh, we're so happy with this car. We missed it so much. We didn't realize. Even though our that little Honda inbox was a lot of fun, that thing, and it was loaded. It had everything. It had adaptive cruise control with lane keep assist, and so it basically drove itself on the highways and stuff. It had all the gizmos and gadgets on it, and but it's only 4 passenger only. This thing is 7 passenger. It's big, and my students love it. We can finally put all the kids in one bus. We only have 6 students, so we can cram them all in one bus and go. We can go places now in one vehicle, and the kids love that. They love to sing the Wheels on the Bus song. So this thing is a dream for us to get back, and at the price we got it back, the monthly payments are totally affordable, and it's not going to be near as long of a loan as the previous van. So it's excellent. So I will keep you posted on everything else. I'll give you updates. I'm going to do some trips. We're planning on trips since I get these. I'm on my 2-week vacation right now. I have a 2-week autumn vacation time, and so I'm going to replace the wheel hubs. I think next Saturday, and I'll make a video about that. And then the following week, we're going to go somewhere in this. We're going to take a trip and just enjoy it. We got the 1,500 watt inverter built into this thing. And I've got all the camping goods now because of the bike I have. So we're just going to take it for a camping trip. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll make a video of it. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this video. Sorry it was so kind of all over the place, but it is what it is when you got the weather you have to deal with. Thanks for watching, guys.